Hello, hello, my friends. Another dedicated candle review for you today. We're going to be talking about HOMEWORX Cinnabunnies. Now, this is one of their standard 4-wick, 18-ounce vessels. It's currently available on the Slatkin & Co. website, and I believe it is also part of a set that is available over at QVC. I believe it is paired with another Easter candle, which is called Jelly Beans. Now, on the Slatkin & Co. website, they have this fragrance, they have jelly beans, and they also have 7-layer carrot cake being offered as part of what is being marketed as an Easter collection. To my knowledge, this is the first time that HOMEWORX has actually done a dedicated Easter collection. They're really good about their packaging. They've released over the years plenty of beautiful florals and whatnot, but to my knowledge, I don't recall them ever doing like an actual Easter collection. So I'm pretty happy to see them doing this because I do think that the Easter packaging is cute. I am a sucker for all of the cute little bunnies and the flowers and all the pastels. So I'm actually really happy that they decided to go ahead and do an Easter collection this year. However, there is a reason why I am doing this review. One, I mean, that's what I do here on my channel. I do review candles for all of you. Two, this fragrance is a repackage of a fragrance that has already been in the HOMEWORX lineup, and I do think that it's really important to get the word out for those of you who maybe have already had that fragrance in your collection before. Maybe you didn't like the fragrance, or maybe you're like me and you like the fragrance, but it's not necessarily a candle that you particularly would burn during this time of year. So we are going to go ahead and talk about that here. So let's go ahead and talk about the fragrance notes, because once I list them off, you guys will know what this is a repackage of. The pour date of this specific candle, by the way, is November 20th, 2024. We have fragrance notes of fluffy marshmallow, sweet cinnamon, sparkling sugar, and white cocoa. So those of you who know your fragrance notes, those of you who have been shopping from the brand for a while, those of you who are familiar with HOMEWORX, yes, this candle is cinnamon sugar marshmallow, just in different packaging. Now, cinnamon sugar marshmallow is a fragrance, I feel like it's been around maybe 2 or 3 years now with HOMEWORX. It usually makes an appearance in the fall season for fall and winter, and then kind of goes away for the spring and summer, and then they bring it back again for fall and winter. Now, I have actually had that fragrance in my collection before, and I do enjoy it. However, I don't have a review for it here on my channel, so I figured that this would be a good opportunity to go ahead and review the fragrance as a whole, but also let you guys know how this specific candle is performing in case you have your eye on it. Maybe you like the fragrance and you did want to pick it up in this Easter packaging. So to me, you guys, cinnamon sugar marshmallow is definitely a gourmand fragrance. You get that gooey marshmallow note. The cinnamon note is there. To me personally, it's not red hot cinnamon. I think of candles like, say, Kringle's. I think it was their Frosted Spice last year. That was definitely like a red hot cinnamon type of fragrance. Yankee Candle's Sparkling Cinnamon, that's a red hot cinnamon fragrance to me. This one, not so much. It's a softer cinnamon note, but it is still distinctly cinnamon. I do get a sugariness. There is sweetness to it. But again, there is kind of like a fluffy marshmallow accord in here. It doesn't lean like marshmallow fireside or anything, but it's just a very like gooey, well done marshmallow. Very similar if you liked the, what was the one? The Mummy Marshmallow last year that they had as part of the Halloween lineup. Harry does a good marshmallow scent. I will say that HOMEWORX still, in my opinion, does some of the best gourmand candles on the market. In fact, if somebody came to me and they were really just starting to get into home fragrance, but their fragrance preferences tend to lean gourmand, I would still probably point them towards HOMEWORX, just because I think that Harry Slatkin, he doesn't try to get too cute with his gourmands, but he does always know how to elevate them so that way they smell a notch above your standard, just kind of maybe some of your other standard bigwig gourmand type of fragrances. That being said, this fragrance, if you like, I am trying to think of exactly what fragrance this is reminding me of from Bath & Body Works last year. There was a Bath & Body Works candle in the fall lineup. It was not Cozy Sunday Night, but it's another one. It was a, I'm going to pop a picture up because I know I can like see exactly what it was. It was cinnamon something. I had it last year and I really, really liked it. But that fragrance reminded me a lot of this cinnamon sugar marshmallow. I feel like that fragrance was maybe slightly a little bit heavier on the cinnamon note, but very, very similar. Oh man, and it is driving me nuts right now because I cannot think of exactly what fragrance it was. But it was a cinnamon fragrance. I feel like the name was cinnamon something. I'll find it, you guys, and I'll make sure that I pop up a picture here, and I'll put in the description box too when I realize what candle it is. Yeah, I'll make sure that I have that comparison for you. But this is just a really, really well done cinnamon marshmallow type of fragrance. To me, it doesn't lean too heavy on the cinnamon. There's enough of that vanilla marshmallow note in there to kind of tame it. And it's a great fragrance. Now, that being said, are those fragrances, is that like a fragrance profile that I typically burn going into late March, early April? Not really, you guys. That's a fragrance profile that I typically like to burn in the fall and in the I would say like earlier winter months. But I do still enjoy it. And again, I was not mad when I got the fragrance because I've had this in the past. I did enjoy it. And I figured, well, I could burn it now. I have actually been burning this with Kringle Candles Carrot Cake. And what other fragrance have I been burning this alongside? Oh, I'm testing out the ScentWorks Sugar Cookie fragrance right now, and it's pairing nicely with that one. But you guys know, a cinnamon marshmallow, especially if you're somebody who is not a seasonal burner and you tend to like fragrances in this fragrance profile, it can be a very year-round scent for those of you who like that type of gourmand profile. Let's go ahead and talk about the performance of this candle because first off, I'm going to lift it up right now. You can see that I am getting pretty near to the bottom of this candle. And that may come as a surprise to you guys because I have actually only had this candle for 1 week. Now, here's the thing. This candle has done some interesting things for me. First and foremost, the first burn, it did take quite a while to pull out. I will say that it took about an hour and a half, I would say, to achieve a full wax pull. And even on successive burns, while it doesn't take that long to completely pull out, I do notice that it's a little bit slower to pull out. Second, here's kind of the strange thing. Even though it takes a long time to pull out, once it gets burning, it burns kind of hot and kind of fast. Now, not hot enough that you're seeing any kind of soot, but I did notice that the wax dissipated fairly quickly on this candle. In fact, now I did burn it for a little bit longer than the regularly suggested 3 to 4 hours. I feel like that first burn, I burned it for about 4 hours. The next day, I think I let it burn for 6 hours. But like after 10 hours of burn time, this candle was almost halfway gone, which kind of surprised me a little bit. I was like, wow, that burned, that escalated quickly, you know? But even then, what I was noticing was that the wicks were looking kind of long, even though there was not excessive carbon on the end. So what I ended up doing was I trimmed the wicks a little bit, and I do think that that was a mistake because this morning when I went to light the candle after I trimmed the wicks, it really struggled to pull out. It did finally achieve a full wax pull, but it really made the wicks burn very slow, and the flames were very minimal, kind of like that puny wick syndrome. Now, thankfully, it didn't alter the fragrance of the wax. The wax itself didn't get sooty or like scorched at all, but I did notice that happen. So what I ended up doing after about 3 hours, because obviously when the flames slow down like that, it does impact the strength and throw of the candle, which I will talk about in just a moment. And so what I ended up doing was I extinguished the wicks. I went ahead and poured out some of the wax, let it harden, and then I went ahead and relit it. And now it's kind of self-adjusted and it's performing back to what it was performing prior to me trimming the wicks. That being said, that's the other thing that I wanted to let you guys know. This candle is kind of strange in that I feel like while it is pulling out, I don't really get a whole lot of strength or throw from it. After about that hour and a half of burn time, then this candle starts to throw. So particularly with that first and second burn. The interesting thing is after that hour and a half, when it decides that it's going to start throwing, it throws like a beast. This candle was pretty strong for me once it started getting going. It was probably about an 8.5 in terms of strength and throw, completely filled the open concept living room, through into the kitchen. Again, not overwhelming, not cloying, definitely noticeable. And the fragrance did linger a little bit after I extinguished it. So I do think that that has something to do with the cinnamon note. I do tend to notice that cinnamon notes in my home do tend to linger. Cinnamon is just a fragrance note that seems to perform well in my home. But yeah, a little bit interesting, you guys. It's just, I've never really had where a candle took an hour to start throwing. And then when it did, it was like pretty strong. It's kind of strange to me. I feel like stronger candles, they tend to start throwing from the get-go, and that was not the case with this candle. So even this afternoon when I've lit this one up for this review, I've had this candle lit now for about an hour, and I really didn't start noticing it throwing until about 30 minutes into the burn time on it. So I don't know, you guys. I mean, I guess I can give one thumb up for the fragrance on it. Truthfully, you guys, I do like the packaging. If this is a candle, if this is a fragrance that you are familiar with and you like it, and you like the Easter packaging, then I would go ahead and say, yes, go ahead and pick it up on sale. You never ever have to buy these candles for $30. HOMEWORX always seems to be running sales. In fact, the day that I'm putting this up, I believe that they're going to be kicking off some type of National Fragrance Week sales. I don't know at the time that I'm filming this video what the details of that sale are going to be, but I imagine that they will be running some type of specials on these sales. So if you can get these at a price point that you're comfortable with and you like the fragrance profile, then I would say go ahead and get it. Just be aware, don't trim those wicks. In fact, I kind of wish that I didn't trim the wicks at all, and just kind of let them be, because they do tend to be what I would say self-trimming wicks. But the other thing with the longer HOMEWORX wicks is that sometimes you have to keep an eye on them because you don't want them to fall over into the wax pool, and then you've got a mess on your hands trying to, relight your candle, digging out wicks. It's no fun. So, but overall, you guys, I would still say that this candle, for a decent price point, if you know your price point in your head that you're comfortable spending on HOMEWORX candles, you like cinnamon, sugar, marshmallow, you want Easter packaging, then I would say go ahead and purchase this. I do have a discount code with Slatkin & Co. It is Katie's Joyful Life. It should save you 15% on orders over $40. I have no idea if that code will work with these days. I have no idea if it'll work with sales or not. You can always go ahead and try plugging it in. And if you get a better discount through another sale, then go ahead and take that every day that ends with Y. But if you like supporting my channel, if you if you want an extra discount and they'll allow it, then that code is there for you. It is an affiliate code eligible for commission. So please only use that if you are comfortable doing so. Please hit thumbs up if you found this video helpful. Consider subscribing to my channel if you are new. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Are you with me? Do you feel like they should put it on the website that this is a repackage? I really wish brands would do that. And I'm not just picking on HOMEWORX. That's across all brands. I wish that they would let us know when candles are repackages, but I highly doubt that they will do that, because I think that that is actually part of their marketing strategy. So here we all are, just buying them and sometimes getting burned. Pun intended. So anyways, you guys, I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.